and I'm scrolling down to see, okay, I'm looking for a way to add an action to my button. So it actually, as I was moving my mouse around the screen, I noticed that my arrow changed from a pointer arrow to a clicker finger when I scrolled over the button on the viewer. So I'm going to click on my button and see if anything happened. Nope. So this is just a sort of to give me a feel for what a user experience would look like, I guess. So I'm going to go back over. I keep having to scroll left and right because the screen doesn't quite fit my browser. So I see a couple of buttons up in the right that I haven't looked at yet. So I see my screen one on a drop down, which I can pick. I can see designer, which I can't select. It's sort of greened out. All right, maybe I'm in designer actually. I'm in designer. And I see blocks. So if I'm in designer, I'm going to try blocks to see if that is where I change things, which it seems like it is. So when I open up blocks, I see built-in, all right, ways to control things. I see my screens, and I see things that would work for any component. That's neat. Okay, so when I'm just starting out, I see all right, so I see button, and if I click on my button 1, I see what looks like okay, when I hold my mouse over one of these blocks, oh, okay, the first time I held my mouse over one of these blocks, okay, so it takes about, let's see, 1, 2, okay, sometimes it takes about 2 seconds. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds, I guess, depending on how you get it right to have these little definitions pop up, but this is very helpful. So looking at the first option, this tells me that it would indicate a viewer has clicked on the button. Okay, that's what I want, but I'm curious about these other things. So, all right, so the Got Focus button seems to be doing exactly what this little definition is doing. Okay, the long click indicates the user has long clicked on the button. And the lost focus means that they've moved away from the button, so that you would need to change things. Okay, so I'm going to take the, okay, that was unexpected. When I clicked on the top choice, so the click for button 1, I expected to just drag the orange block over to the right, and instead the menu that I was selecting from before disappeared, so it was just a little surprising to me as a user. And I'm now not quite sure how to go back to that, so I'm going to click on, okay. So I see when I click on button 1 that comes back. So, okay, I was just trying to look at another one of the options, the button 1 background color option, and I clicked on the drop down for background color, and it automatically brought the block to my screen, and I didn't want that, so I'm going to, well, while I have it here, I'm going to look at it. But then I'm going to drag it over because I see this big trash can, which seems like you would delete things there, which you do. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the left-hand screen for blocks, and I'm going to think that probably it's somewhere maybe like control. I wonder if it doesn't seem like when I hold my mouse over the built-in blocks titles, I get a definition of what those mean. So I'm not quite sure what control or logic or a lot of these would mean right away. Okay, so I'm just scrolling through control, looking at the different options. And so I see an if-then statement. Wait, an if-do statement. Okay. All right, then I see a list of things that can happen, I think. The next one down looks like, so for each I in list, runs the blocks in do section for each item in the list. Gives a variable name. Okay.
Yeah, let's pause. This is really good.